everybody. I'm so excited today. I'm going to be responding to Emma Chamberlain's viral coffee recipe video. I think she tries like a bunch of TikTok recipes and I think it's going to be really fun. If you don't know, I was a barista for years. I've worked at lots of different coffee shops. I've managed a couple of coffee shops. So I was deep in the coffee world. And now, if you also don't know, we run a coffee account called Your Coffee at Home, where I talk about how you can make your coffee at home taste similar, if not better sometimes, than at a shop. So I'm gonna watch Emma try to make her coffee at home and talk to you about how she's doing, kind of reacting to how it goes. I love Emma Chamberlain. I just think she's so cute and so funny and just like very real. I find her delightful. So this isn't about her. It's just about how she's making the coffee, putting that out there. Okay.
What is this, right?
So I think she starts off talking about her coffee line. So I might skip kind of through that part. Her branding's really cute, but I'm gonna skip through that and just get to her making the recipes.
Okay, but now it's time to get into the meat of the video. I have a coffee company. It just relaunched, we know.
Okay, she has like the most beautiful eyes. Like, holy cow, they're like beautiful.
We know, but I find it to be insane that I drink the same coffee drink every day. Cold brew with almond milk and vegan creamer.
I agree. Like, I feel like I do the same thing. Like, I drink the same coffee. I drink cappuccino in the morning and usually an iced coffee in the afternoon. And I make recipes for the Your Coffee at Home channel all the time, but I still feel like I drink the same coffee always. Also, she's really good at promoting her coffee company. I have a coffee line that I had before that we're kind of re-upping, and I really need to take advice from her on just like remembering to talk about it.
And then sometimes I'll do espresso with the same 2 other ingredients. I need to like change it up. I get so many coffee recipes in my For You page on TikTok, and I've been seeing so many recently, and I decided, why don't I try to make some with you guys? Maybe we can find a new go-to coffee recipe together. I found a bunch of viral...
I love that she burps. I honestly do. I just think when women burp, it's the most delightful thing.
...ish coffee recipes on TikTok, and we're gonna make a few.
Okay. That ice looks good.
Let's try it. Listen, she kind of made it complicated. Coffee Bay 97. She has amazing videos, but the way that she did this was complicated, and I'm going to simplify it. I'm gonna take a few of these Reese's peanut butter cups. See, I'm like a peanut butter.
I feel like when we take a recipe and we're like, I'm gonna simplify it, that's usually where things go downhill.
Bitch. I'm just gonna put a few of these in here, put some cold brew in it, put some milk in it, blend. She used hot coffee.
Okay, so I think she's about to say this.
Hot coffee to probably melt them. I'm too lazy. This is definitely not a healthy coffee.
Okay, so the video that she followed, they used hot coffee, which makes sense, right? Because it's gonna like melt down the chocolate and the peanut butter. She said she's gonna use cold brew to do it, which I just would not recommend, because then you're just gonna have like cold coffee with like chunks of peanut butter cup in there. It just like doesn't sound good.
Not a healthy coffee drink. I didn't think about that. I'm gonna take some oat milk because I feel like it's creamy. So let's do a little bit of that. I'm taking some cold brew that I made yesterday. Took the bags out for aesthetic purposes, but by the way, I used this one. Wait, where's my blender thing? Oh no! If I lost it, I'm gonna fucking freak out. Should I just like add a spoonful of peanut butter in here just for fun? Okay, let's not be impulsive.
Okay, if she adds a spoonful of peanut butter in there right now, first of all, that ratio of chocolate to peanut butter is probably going to be kind of gross. Like you're getting less like chocolate with a little bit of peanut butter, and you're more so going to get like peanut butter coffee. But it's also probably not going to dissolve very well. You're going to have like strings of peanut butter in there.
Okay, let's not be impulsive.
Okay, you can do it.
Ah! Okay, this did not separate well.
Right.
Let's pour her over ice. It does not look right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I expected it to look like. Just kind of flaky and crumbly and chunky. That's why you need that hot coffee to kind of melt it down.
To me.
And quite frankly, if this were me, I would melt those Reese's down with a little bit of water on the stove and make a sauce that can cool so that I'm not pouring anything hot over ice. So I would let that cool, make it into a sauce, do like equal part, like put whatever Reese's you want, put your water over it, bring it to a boil, stir it down, make it into a sauce, or you can temp it. Like if you put a steel bowl over some boiling water and just put the Reese's cups in, you can melt those down and then mix that with espresso or your hot coffee. If you use like 3 ounces of hot coffee, and then pour in cold milk, shake that together or blend that together if you wanted to. I would probably just use a shaker and then pour it over ice so it's cool before it even hits the ice, because both ways I probably wouldn't do.
It kind of tastes good though. You know what you could do? Okay, if you ever make this, use a strainer. Okay, so like strain all of the chunks out. Okay, Reese's peanut butter cup coffee. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. It's a waste of time. I feel like if I would have strained it, it would have been better. Or if I would have melted the
Okay, I'm gonna forward through to the next recipe real quick.
What is next? Okay, so the next one I saw is this one. She basically just made a normal latte but added food coloring. I want to see if this is a fun experience, if it's worth my time, if it even like looks cool. I think that I'm going to need to froth the milk in order.
Okay, so they did this iced. We've done this on the feed with hot, so I have tips for that. I'm curious because she said she's gonna froth the milk. Is she gonna froth the milk and then ice it? I really hope she doesn't do that, but I feel like she's about to do that.
For it to like look cool, so I'm gonna take some oat milk, put it in this frother thing. Blue. Oh my god, I put way too much. So we have blue milk. Now we froth it. I don't know if I'm doing this right at all. God, it's getting very large. No! No! No!
Okay, so first of all, she put way too much milk in there for that pitcher size. You shouldn't just put your pitcher under there and like let it roll. You really need to have control over your pitcher for the temp's sake and for, you know, to prevent this situation. So it's too full. I think she let it get too hot, and she shouldn't have put the food coloring in there before she steamed the milk. So that's
okay. That hurt my feelings. Regardless,
she's so sweet.
it will be okay. So I'm gonna use the same cold brew.
Oh, she is doing it iced. And she's doing it with cold brew. No.
Okay. Now, for the big reveal.
See, this is just, I don't even need to taste
This is just gonna look so weird.
Looks cool challenge.
Yeah. No.
0 out of 10. That is.
Okay, so here's what I would do. First of all, I would probably not do this iced, but if I did do this iced, don't ever steam your milk and then ice it. That's really gross. Use a handheld frother if you want it frothy. Use a cold frother if you have access to that. Don't froth it and then do it. Just pour the milk over and then add the food coloring on top of it. Or, you know, you can pour the food coloring on top of the cold milk and then pour it in. When we did this steamed, we found that we could froth the milk, just do a line or two of food coloring, and then pour it into your espresso like that. You can't really shake it up or stir it. You kind of have to keep it pretty still, and you can get that kind of tie-dyed effect that I think they're going for here. But don't do anything that she just did. Sorry, Emma.
That is the most terrifying color I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a no from me. I love the girl that did this because hers actually looked pretty. I wish that I was her. I mean, it tastes good. It's just... Okay, can we please move on? Okay, so far so bad, but I just found this one.
We've done this on the feed before. Cereal milk latte.
Cereal milk latte. That sounds fun to me. I even bought this from Target today for this. Because who the fuck just has this around? Cinnamon Toast Crunch! Like, so the Cinnamon Toast Crunch is in here. It's been in here for a little bit. It's soggy for sure. I'm gonna kind of like break it up a little bit so that there's more.
Don't break it up, because that's just gonna make it gross. It's gonna make it crumblier.
There's more Cinnamon Toast Crunch particles. Wait, this might be fucking fire because the milk in there tastes crazy. Recently, I've been like having dreams and then waking up and thinking.
Okay, when she tamped that espresso, a couple of things happened. One, she's like coming at an angle. She's hardly putting any pressure on it. She kind of just like half-heartedly did it. This is not going to be a good shot of espresso. It's also like not good for your wrist. So like if you're a career barista, you want to have like good form. Good form just means that you're kind of stacked, so that when you push down, you're not doing it at an angle, and you're kind of using this part of your body, not your wrist. And if you want to kind of come from above and go down, so you're getting even pressure across the whole bed, because the way she's doing it, she's kind of like tilting it, so the water's going to kind of drain through one side or the other. It's not going to kind of evenly disperse and go through the grounds, and actually like it's just not going to go well. You're going to get uneven distribution, and therefore your ratios are going to be off. Your water to espresso ratio is no longer relevant. So just a heads up on that.
I've been thinking that they're real. Like the other day I like dreamed a conversation with someone, and then I like asked them about it the next day, and they were like,
We never had that conversation.
and I was like, oh fuck. Okay, so we have our espresso shots in here.
Okay, so another thing that she does, I'm sorry, Emma. Another thing that she did was she put her espresso shots in over her ice. That's one of the biggest things that can make your at-home iced lattes or coffee drinks really, really gross. It waters them down. So I always recommend doing whatever you need to do to cool it down before it goes over the ice. So if you're gonna make a latte, mix it with the cold milk first, then pour it over the ice, instead of just don't pour like anything hot over ice, because it's going to melt the ice and water your drink down.
Here, let's give it a go.
Oh gosh.
In order to get maximum flavor out, I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll put a few of these on top. Thumbnail.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I don't know how long she steeped her milk for, but in general, you can put it in there overnight and then strain it the next day, or you can leave it out on the counter for like 20 minutes and then strain it, and that works. We did it in a jar, just it's easier to pour out of a jar in the future. And again, I would mix that milk with that espresso first, shake it, and then pour it over ice.
Thumbnail. Now that is fucking life-changing. Okay, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Honestly, cereal milk lattes, I really do think they're life-changing. They're so good.
Cereal milk coffee, so good. This is so fucking good. I didn't think it would work because I thought that the coffee flavor would like overpower the milk. I just didn't think that like you were gonna get the cereal flavor in the coffee. But like, holy shit. Okay, great, we had a success. Now I can go to bed. Okay, bye. Psych! Okay, the next one is a little bit more of a healthy option. So we're just gonna get into it. We use the blender. Whenever I go to New York, I get a like cashew milk latte, and it's so good. And I've never been able to find anything else like it in LA, like anywhere. Like it is one of a kind in New York. So I feel like this might replicate it. Also, there's literally residue in here from the last drink, but it all mixes together in your tummy, right? Adding some maple syrup. Look how fucking cute this is. Like, I literally didn't even need to buy maple syrup. I have some in my fridge, but I saw this and I was like, so cute and mini! And then I had to buy it. That's kind of how my brain works. It's probably enough. Then we're gonna add some cashews. She said to use salted ones, which is interesting to me because I'm like, wouldn't you not want that? Maybe it's like a sweet and salty vibe, you know? Put a little bit of cashews in there.
Okay, so I know that cashews can like blend up really nicely, but as it just looks so gross to me right now. But I have had cashews like blended up into like a sauce, and it is really nice. Like it would make it really creamy in like a non-dairy kind of way. I'm so curious as to how this is gonna go.
Probably too many. And then last but not least, some cinnamon. Do I even have that? I've had this cinnamon for like 2 years. I don't think it goes bad, right? We're moving quick today, guys. No need to waste time. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm spending like 5 seconds on each one. But it's like, what's the point of spending more time than necessary and make it all intricate and shit? That's not how my brain works. I don't care if something looks sloppy as long as I didn't spend a lot of time on it. Except for the rebrand of Chamberlain Coffee, which I spent months on.
Enneagram people, do you think Emma's a 7? Because I'm relating real hard to a lot of this.
This looks fucking delicious.
It does look good.
Mmm. Oh, it's like so creamy. Mmm. Wait, I really like this one. Oh, wow. This is a 9 out of 10.
Honestly, that's the one that looks the best to me, and I don't really have critiques as to how it was done because she followed the like original directions. Yeah, no critiques. Looks good.
It would be a 10 out of 10 if I would have strained it. That's a reoccurring issue here. There's a lot of little cashew chunks.
Oh, okay. That was like my concern, is like, is it gonna be chunky? That would be gross. But if you could strain it, or if you have a blender that would chop them up nicely. If I were trying this recipe, I know for sure I would do a little bit of the coffee and the cashews alone, just like enough coffee to cover the cashews, so that I could get the cashews like blended up well and I could see how well they're pulverized. Then I would add the rest of the coffee, maple syrup and cinnamon after that.
I actually really don't mind that. Kind of gives me a little boba vibe. I'm impressed. Might be a 10 out of 10 for me, actually. I really love this. Wow. So while the camera was off, I was just cleaning my sink real quick in between recipes, and I turned on my garbage disposal, and I was poking a little piece of cinnamon toast crunch. Okay. And I was poking a little piece of cinnamon toast crunch down the garbage disposal with this fork. And this is a knife, with this knife, and the garbage disposal just ate it right up. It was really scary, and it just made me think, like, what if I put my finger in there? Okay, let's move on.
I honestly think about that a lot. Like, if I have to reach into my garbage disposal to like pull out a spoon or something, it just like terrifies me so much. It's like the same feeling as like being on like the ledge of a building and thinking like, could I jump? Like, am I gonna jump? I feel like it's the same with the garbage disposal. Like,
okay, so this guy did a peanut butter latte. Now listen, I kind of want to do my own thing for this. I'm going to...
Okay, so first of all, the first recipe like does not look good to me. Again, it looks like just chunky and weird. Like, I would use creamy peanut butter. I wouldn't chop up peanuts into it. And also, I think it's funny that she said I'm gonna do my own thing, because I just feel, it makes me nervous, Emma. It makes me nervous.
I'm gonna take the basic premise of it, but I'm gonna switch it up. Which always leads to failure with me. I literally used to buy this peanut butter when I was younger. It's this brand, Laura Scudder. And I would eat it by the spoonful for like just hours on end, and then get the worst stomach ache on this planet, and then would feel like shit for the rest of the day. We're gonna start out with making espresso. I could work at a fucking coffee shop so fast. Look at this shit.
Oh, no. Okay.
Check this out. No! I'm gonna warm up some milk.
Okay, so again, we're finding ourselves in the situation where she's pouring hot espresso over ice, which is gonna water down her espresso. And then she just said, I'm gonna warm up some milk. I don't know why she keeps wanting to pour warm milk over ice. It's so gross.
And I'm gonna warm this up for like a minute. I normally wouldn't just like add granulated sugar to coffee, but this dude did it, so I'm gonna like trust him.
Okay, and she's adding granulated sugar into already cooled down coffee with warm milk over watered down ice. So this is a disaster. She needs to melt that sugar down into something hot so that it can dissolve. And again, like, she needs to cool anything down that she's gonna pour over ice before she pours it over the ice. So don't do what she's doing.
Sugar doesn't have a smell. Did I just discover that, or did y'all know? Now that we have this very hot milk, I'm gonna take some peanut butter, and we're just gonna stir this in. Now we're gonna add a little bit of sugar. That was a lot. Got our espresso shots, peanut butter milk.
Okay, so if I were you and I wanted to make this recipe, I would do the peanut butter with the sugar, with the hot espresso, mix that up really, really well, pour your milk into that, shake it with a couple of ice cubes just to cool it down, and then pour that over a glass full of ice.
Milk. There's chunks of peanut. No. It's not bad, but you can't taste the peanut butter at all. Oh, I fucking hate this. This is like a 1 out of 10. And I love peanut butter, so that fucking says something. What are we gonna do next? I'm starting to get, do you know what? I kind of want to go my own way. Like, I don't like, okay, yes, it's like fun doing everybody else's recipes, but what if I come up with my own?
Okay, there's no chance that she's not a 7. Like, I would be mind blown if she's a different Enneagram type. Emma, if you see this, which I don't think you will, and you know your Enneagram type, let us know. If you don't know your Enneagram type, holler at your girl, I'll help you out.
That like, was that like good acting? I was like trying to be like, oh, I got an idea. When I was at the store today, I did have a few ideas. I wanted to make like a birthday cake coffee. So this is what I did. You're probably like, Emma, how are you gonna do this? I don't know.
This makes me so nervous. Like, she's put out cookie batter, some store-bought syrup, and sprinkles.
Start out by making some espresso. I don't think I've ever, okay, listen, I drink a lot of coffee in a day, but I've never used my...
Okay, it is, like, I don't want to say it again, but she keeps, like, pouring hot drinks over ice, and it's driving me nuts.
Espresso machine this many times in one day. She's probably so tired and I feel really bad. So check this out. While she's brewing, so I'm thinking we take a similar approach, right?
I like her cups, those like clear cups.
Right, we do the whole warming up the milk situation, right? Okay.
No.
We're gonna take some of this sugar cookie mix, and then we're gonna take this syrup. Didn't mean to do that. Back to work. Oat milk. I'm gonna add a splash of this, right? This is French vanilla syrup. Boom. Then we're gonna add a little bit of this Betty Crocker mix, right? This is for sugar cookie, but I feel like it would taste good, so. And I didn't want to go to the cake mix aisle. Then we're gonna add sprinkle, right? Now we're gonna mix with the dirty knife. I feel so bad for my kids in the future because they're gonna be like, Mommy, why is there like a piece of broccoli in my cereal? And I'm gonna be like, honey, because I gave you a dirty spoon. We're gonna pour the cake battery. Oh, cake batter coffee, recipe from the noggin. Came up with it. Let's try it. Y'all, this is good. It tastes like birthday cake. I mean, the sprinkles are all on the bottom, which is kind of an L, but this...
Okay, so if I were gonna make this, first I wouldn't do anything that she did. I would definitely wouldn't put like flour in a coffee drink, but I would put the frosting. So I would get like funfetti frosting and I would boil that down into a sauce, either mixing boiling water into it or doing it with like on top of like, I don't know what it's called, where you boil water, you put a pan on top of it, like a steel bowl, and then you melt it down that way. I would probably do that. Bake it into a sauce and then mix it with the hot espresso and then shake it with ice, with cold milk, and then pour that over ice. If I wanted to make a birthday cake latte, that's how I would do it.
This is pretty good. I would give this an 8 out of 10, which is telling me that my ideas are actually not so bad, which is telling me that I think I need to make another one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't feel good. I am feeling severely ill, but
I think it's all of the hot milk you're drinking over ice.
I have one more recipe that I came up with, and I think it would be good for Halloween. God, my brain is broken today. So here's what I'm thinking. A little bit of oat milk. Why not mix my two favorite things together? Is this something from my imagination or is this real? Why do I feel like people eat like caramel and cheese together on apples? Is that not a thing? Because I bought caramel sauce. I feel like caramel and cheese could be a good like flavor combo. I don't know, guys. This could be good. So we're gonna be using the strainer, right? That's dirty as well. Again, it all mixes in the stomach. Y'all, this might be... I'm in a crazy mood today. We're crumpling a Cheez-it on top. Honestly, it looks kind of beautiful.
I feel like this is like you've had a lot of coffee and like your brain's like, anything is possible.
Cheez-it latte check. Cheez-it caramel latte. Cheers. I don't really taste the Cheez-its at all, which makes it taste pretty good. Honestly, it's not terrible, but I also don't think you should do it. So 5 out of 10 for this one. I am going to have explosive diarrhea right now. Oh my God, it hurts. My stomach hurts so bad. Oh my God, I'm sitting on the floor because my tummy hurts. Actually, I'm gonna lay on the floor because my tummy hurts.
Okay, so I think that's the end of her recipes. I think the Cheez-it latte speaks for itself. It doesn't really need me to speak to it. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this. If you have another video, if you have like another coffee video that you want me to react to, let me know in the comments below. And as always, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me and my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.